Hi, welcome to Casters and Cantrips Out of Combat, the after show where we talk about what happened in the episode. This is episode 2. I am Bunny Dreadful, one of the players. I play Bryn, and with me I've got Moobs from GGN Crew, who plays Ron, and I've got Virtual Spectre, who plays Valkan. Oh, a lot happened.
A lot happened.
Yeah, episode 70.
Oh my god, 70?
Yeah. We're 70 episodes
okay.
in.
We're getting up there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to plan for like what happens episode 100.
Episode 100.
Party thing.
Everything is, that's probably when we fight Orcus or something. Like awful will happen, honestly.
Yeah, we'll see what Max has cooked up. I'm sure he wants to do something special for that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Tonight's episode was kind of crazy because I didn't know what was going to happen because we like kind of wrapped up an arc on the previous episodes. So this was like a new thing, and Max was like, "Well, where are you guys going? Where are you going?" And I was like, "Oh, we're going to Gordek, I think." Yeah. But apparently he didn't know.
Well, we kind of like discussed it outside of the stream.
Yeah, in our player chat without the DM.
Yeah, we have our secrets.
And I think we kind of settled on a couple options, but one major one was for Valkan's sort of plot thread to go to Gordek to find information on his cursed sword and potentially information on his missing sensei. So,
which do you guys think that what's his name, Zarlog? What's his name, Zarlog?
Zarlog.
Do you think he knows? It sounds like he knows.
I mean, Max pretty much said he knows. So
like with Ron's what's it called, insight check, he was eyeing that sword, so I don't know whether he sold it or he was forced to sell it because of the silent hand, maybe.
Well, it sounds like his company, his group, the Tusks or whatever, it seems like they're the ones who probably fished it out of the lake.
So he might know a lot about it. What if they didn't even fish it out of the lake, though? What if like they know where your sensei is?
I mean, maybe.
What if they killed him?
The fishing out of the lake thing, I think, came from like writings about the sword. It was like found in the lake, and it was fished out. I think that's kind of what I don't really remember 100%, but
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that's what Max said.
That's cool though. Are you excited to finally maybe get some answers? Like, since this has kind of been your quest since we started the campaign.
Yeah, I mean, when I was coming up with Valkan as a character, like, I pulled inspiration from a bunch of different stuff, but the typical, like, he's at a monk school, he had a sensei that he adored, and then shit hit the fan, and like, sensei's been gone, and don't know if he's alive or dead, but as we've been kind of like piecing things together a little bit, it seems more and more clear that he's probably alive, but where at? I have no idea. So we haven't learned a lot. We've been kind of dancing around the edges of it, but I'm excited to see if more information on the sword might give a clue as to like, because he had the sword at one point. Like his name was.
We know that, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is there a reason you haven't like conversed with your sword to find out more or what happened? Because if your master was in possession, the demon in the sword would tell you.
I feel like I have had a conversation, and I feel like the sword knows. It knows who Gin is.
I got the vibe that the sword knows, but like just doesn't really want to tell you because it really likes fucking with you. That's the vibe I got, but I could be misreading that.
Maybe.
It's like a chaotic, evil sword.
Yeah, it's definitely like... I think now... I think I asked that early on, and it's like, oh yeah, I know that guy. Then didn't give me any more information. I think maybe now it might, now that we've been fighting together. And it seems like whenever it does talk, it's more interested in what I have to say. So I don't know. Maybe I can find an opportunity to sit down and
try your luck
a little bit. But I do want to see what information we get from this, if we survive, because apparently we're going back to those
Yeah,
Oh my god,
about
yeah.
that.
The
I don't know.
freaking aura of death, zombie, whatever mummy things.
When he misspoke at first, he said one of them hits you for 20. I about like
Yeah, that was
fell out of my chair.
On a successful save, so
I know. But did you hear like if you fail a save, like a certain amount of fail, you can like something even worse than fear that they do? I don't know. Those things were nasty.
I think there's different levels of fear. And if you're near Ron, we're immune to frightened.
Oh, good.
But
Okay.
I think there's the next
We're
stage.
holding hands in this dungeon. Like
The next stage is terrified, which is something stronger.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know.
I mean,
those things.
and Valken has a thing where like if he's ever charmed or frightened, I can like shrug it off by
Yeah,
using my
elves
key
are-
points.
Oh, it's a monk thing. I thought it was an elf thing.
It's still not.
It's like magical sleep or something.
I think elves get
I
because of
can't.
the fade touch.
There's that, but I also have it's called stillness of mind, I think.
Yeah.
Prevents frightened, or I can get rid of the frightened state or charmed state. So yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna
As soon
do
as
for
Matt
us.
started describing those enemies with the stretched out faces or whatever, I'm like, Valken already has it hard enough with regular zombies. He doesn't need like
Yeah.
these freak shows with just
Oh, they
extended
sound
faces and
horrible.
whatnot. I was very tempted to play it where Falcon literally wanted to run, but
Could have.
it was one of those things where he's sort of getting used to fighting this stuff now that we've fought undead several times. He hates them still. Like makes him, it makes him squirm, but like I think his resolve is building a little bit, so he's more willing to just stand and fight. But that's why I took the 2 dice, the disadvantage on my initiative, because I was like,
I liked that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, these things look insane to Valken. Like they're terrible, and he's not happy, so he's gonna be hesitant.
Was there a backstory to why Valken hates or fears undead so much?
It just freaks him out. He thinks when things are dead, they should just stay dead and not walk around.
That's fair.
It's just something he's always tried to avoid, like because he did mercenary work. If the job was like, hey, go delve into like these ruins and retrieve this item, he'd be like, no. If there's a chance of undead when he was working as a mercenary, no, I don't need the gold that bad.
So really, he's been doing pretty well lately, honestly, because we keep fighting him, and it's been going okay.
It's like all we fight now.
That's all we fight. I'm so bummed about it too, because my main weapon is that javelin that does the only thing that's cool. Like it doesn't do that much damage, base damage, but the necrotic damage is really good. But now I'm thinking maybe I need to find another weapon before we go do this mission, because like,
what is your other weapon? Is that your only weapon?
Well, I have non-magical weapons, but that's the only magical weapon I have. So I don't know. And I could cast spells, but a lot of my spells are like utility.
So what is, I don't know if what is Bryn now?
I don't know. She's a mess.
Is she a fighter, or is it like a special class?
So once I lost my powers from the previous story arc, like I tried to rebuild her as something different, and I'm not really sure I'm happy with where she is right now, because she's got some fighter levels as a rune knight, but then the rest is wizard. But I feel like I'm not doing either thing well. So I need to like maybe reassess some of the spell choices, or maybe learn some new spells would be good. It'd be cool if I could like learn some extra healing spells, because I only have like the one. Because I'd like her to be more support type of character. Just like stand in the front lines, use the shield, keep you guys safe, heal you if you take damage. But I think I need a little bit more stuff to make that work. So
I feel like you'll be stretching your character too thin if you try to focus more on heals, because Ron's already a paladin. He has
true,
that
you have
cover for
heals.
the most part. And then if
but
you're
I
trying
don't
to
have
like
a lot of damage either, so I'm not sure what to do.
Is Rune Knight something for wizard, or is that something for fighter?
That's a fighter. I mean, I took that because I didn't want to lose all my fighter levels when I
Right.
switched. But I was an Eldritch Knight
Yeah.
and that made more sense. But I am a war-based wizard, the School of War. So I need to just spend some time trying to figure out. I think I'm just at that weird in between phase when you multi-class where you kind of aren't getting the best of either one. But I think within like a level or two, it'll start to like restack. So
I think
I don't know.
maybe
I need to talk to Max.
you might need some like some big boom boom spells. Like I know Vin usually manage that, but if you have it too, then it's
I think I need to, yeah.
double whammy.
Are you able to take like what is that feat? I remember is it Warcaster?
I do have that. So like I'm really good at concentration checks. So I can be in the thick of things, taking damage, using my shield, wearing armor, and casting spells.
So you're not at disadvantage by being in melee range when you're casting.
Yeah, no, I'm a melee caster for sure. So
maybe stuff like what's a strong like melee range spell?
I don't know, but the thing that's cool is I can just like if we find spell scrolls and spell books, I can just add them to my book. So maybe we should spend some time in this in Gorduk. Maybe I can find some new spells to learn. Yeah, that's the cool thing about Wizard. There's no limit.
We have the money now. You could buy them.
It sounds like there's a lot of trade that happens, so maybe somebody has some spell scrolls for sale somewhere. Or
you could look into touch spells since you're already in melee range. There's a lot of cool touch spells.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. That's a really good idea. Yeah, I have to do some more research and maybe just switch up what I'm preparing, right? Like, because it might just be like the ones I have prepared aren't that great. So I don't know. Gotta figure it out. Gotta do a little work. I've never played this type of caster before, so this is all new to me. I played a druid. That's the only, and I usually just turn into a bear when I'm a druid, so it's not really the same.
I can't. Unfortunately, I don't have any suggestions because I've never played a caster, so I don't know any of the nuances with.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
I wanted to try it, and I'm glad I tried it, but I don't. I play casters in that I play like warlocks, but they're like it's totally different. I play warlocks and druids. They're different types of casters. This like wizard thing is just.
And okay, here's one thing I want to know. Moobs, why is Paladin like OP?
Why is Paladin OP? A question for the ages.
Ron is like it takes like doesn't get hit and then
doesn't get hit
on like a normal attack.
Heals.
It's doing like 30 damage.
It's
smite on smite on smite
on
smite.
Paladins they kind of do everything and everything well. We can wear
like auras and like
we wear plate armor. I can fight with a sword and shield. I can convert my spells into smites, and the higher the spell, the more damage I do, and just like stacking on stacking of things. And then smite doesn't actually take an action. If I hit, I can choose to smite or not. It's not a bonus action. It's not a free action. It just does it. So if I hit twice, I can just spam smites all day.
So smite, there's no like currency or no like.
He uses spell slots.
Well,
uses spell slot. Okay.
I will, if I'm gonna be like super offensive, I will sacrifice my utility or even my heals to do more damage. So I'm kind of
right. I'm very right now. You're like our lead damage guy, but pretty much
he's our healer and our lead damage and our tank. I don't know what I'm doing.
When Ben's not casting like fireballs, I guess.
But your turns, you get like, I feel like you get 10 attacks, and I'm like, and I spend a key point, and then I do this.
Yeah,
and then
you do crazy stuff, and your movement. Oh my god!
So that's
the movement's nuts.
With my like it's the drunken master.
Is that what you're trying to do the drinking contest today?
Yeah, I was trying to see if like I was just trying to like have an in group that we might be able to get information from. And Valken, that's like Valken does that. Like he doesn't mind gambling, and he can drink anyone under the table. So
that was a smart move.
It's like, I
was waiting for you to just like challenge. It's like a card shark or a pool shark or whatever, but it's like with drinking.
Yeah,
you're basically the face of the party because like while Ron is like the leader type, he's not good at like getting information.
I'm not good at talking to people.
So. Like you and Vin are like the suave ones to get things done.
It's funny because it's like I don't have like my charisma modifier is 0. So like Valken doesn't have super high charisma, but he's like, I guess in a sort of normal person, like down to earth way, he knows how to talk to people, which is why doing the Brad Pitt stuff with the rich guy is kind of like the only thing he's pulling from is when he was younger and he saw wealthy people all the time in Faustier. Like, he just, those are the type of people he pickpocketed.
Yeah.
Before he went to the school. So, he's just pulling from like what he thinks rich people are like. And then obviously with a little bit of like life experience after working for some rich people doing mercenary work, he can kind of do it, but it's like hair thin. Like, I'm surprised anybody believes him when he's pretending to be rich.
I'm not sure how much this guy believes you or us. Like, I feel like he knows something's up, but you did have like a crap ton of money. Like, it's clear that you did. So
yeah, I think that,
he didn't know it wasn't yours.
Yeah,
he never asked for deception rules though, so I think he believes it because he's not thinking anything suspicious.
Maybe.
I won the card game. That's all he knows. Is like, I'm a rich guy who was able to have a seat at the table and I won. So
yeah, that's like a lot of clout.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. I like that guy. I'm surprised about the ice giant. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I thought Zerlog he ran the town, but he doesn't.
I thought so too.
I thought that
so
too.
That's interesting.
But then I was like, if he's not running the town, then Max has got some crazy thing running the town.
Yeah. So what do you think? So he said, look, we had to go over there, like, I guess, like to ask for permission or make sure it's okay. Like, what do you think that's about?
I think he straight up, his Tusk business, whatever, straight up has to answer to this guy.
So does the silver face, right? When we met Dargash, because he's from a different faction. There's a lot of factions going on.
Yeah, this is getting kind of Game of Thrones vibes. Like, I'm a little nervous we're putting our foot where we may not want to. Although I was super excited to see that character since I did the art for that character, and I didn't know that they were going to show up as one of our Patreon fan made characters. So that was really cool.
I didn't pick up on that.
I know that art.
Oh, I thought I was like, oh, what did I miss something? Did we meet these orcs before?
Oh, yeah, I was like, I know that guy.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that. I did not know it was somebody's created NPC.
Yeah, Amaro created that character a while back, did a commission, and then I guess decided to use I thought it was just like for his character, and I guess decided to use it for the campaign, which is really cool. It's like our fans giving back to us in a way. I don't know. It was just really cool. But yeah, really cool orc monk was the concept he had that does like cards imbued with magic, sort of like Gambit style. So I was really hoping he'd come with us. Like, I want to fight with him some more.
Well, I tried. When he's like, hey, do you want to go to that place and get my shipment? I was like, well, can we have one of your guys? Like,
oh yeah, but he said because they're from the Silverhand or Silverface, so they're not his guys.
Yeah. So maybe he'll still come. We'll see.
While we're shopping for new scrolls for Bryn, we can maybe find like the Silverhand face headquarters or something. If Frost Giant doesn't
learn more about it. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Indoctrinate us into their town or something.
Also, I have a feeling that those boots that you gave me are gonna come in like clutch at some point.
I just thought it'd be fun to get them for Valkan as a gift because I don't know. I just thought it'd be nice. I feel like he's had a rough life. He probably hasn't gotten many gifts in his life, So that would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, up until he was like adopted and taken to the school, he was relatively well taken care of at the school. But yeah, I mean, he was on the streets for a handful of years by himself.
So. I'm surprised you took your ring of protection off because that's like your defense.
Yeah, but I figured out that with that sword power I have, where I take the power in me and I'm hasted, I get a +2 to my AC with that.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So, well, like I can't rely on that all the time, but I figured up north it's super cold. We're probably gonna be fighting cold stuff.
Yeah,
I figured I might get more utility out of this than the ring of protection right now.
That's the hard thing about attuned items. Like, sometimes you have to make the hard choices.
Yeah, and I can't unattune for my sword, so that's...
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're stuck with it.
I have like this dragon belt, which is really good.
Does Ron have 3 attunements?
Ron only has 2. Yeah, well, he's got space for something. But when
So,
we go
yeah.
back to the dwarf mines, we're
Maybe we
like
can find some treasure.
sneaking some black pearls, right? We're like, oh, we didn't find
I
everything.
figure we return the black pearls, but he said if we find anything else, so if they're all dead in there, Dwarf's gonna have some other stuff like gold,
actually, like,
mithril.
Yeah, if all that's still there, yeah.
Or I mean, we're probably gonna die. To be fair, like I don't think we're making it out of there alive. Maybe
getting,
because
like-
Ron's good against undead. So
Well, that's why I'm doing damage too, because undead are more susceptible
Yeah.
to radiant. So.
take more.
yeah, because
from
of
them?
all his like damage is radiant, it just obliterates them.
Yeah, so when I smite undead specifically, I get an extra D8 on my smites.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the paladins are really good
Really
against
good.
undead.
Yeah, paladins are just really good.
Makes sense.
Now, have you played a paladin before this?
It's on theme.
Well, Ron almost got taken out when he fought another paladin back during the
That's
Salshir
right.
trials.
I forgot
yeah.
about that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I was basically, we were both one hit from each other, and Ron was lucky to hit the hit.
Yeah.
Think about
It
how
was
much he
Ron-
struggled in that. And Max said he was initially gonna make me fight that guy, but like I had Valken.
That's right.
Valken like turned his back and like whistled like he wasn't paying attention, so he just like pointed at you
I
instead.
forgot about that.
That might have been very different.
That would've
Yeah,
been-
I
I
might
was
have
scared
died.
you were gonna die though. Even like I was scared even Ron would die. That was a little bit of a scary.
It was close. It was very close.
Yeah. It was cool though. I forgot about that. So much has happened. Like I can't remember it all.
Yeah. That's why it was like when he was talking about we might need somebody to navigate us across the sea or whatever. I'm like, don't we know a guy that's like a smuggler?
Yeah.
I feel like we do.
I'm so impressed
That was clutch.
that like Max just like remembers the accents for people. Like he just like pulls that out of nowhere. I'm like, we haven't seen this guy in a year or whatever, and you just remember exactly what he sounds like. Like, how does he do that? I don't know how he does that.
Very impressive.
I was impressed. Yeah. Captain Delius. I like that guy a lot. So I was glad to see him again. Some cool characters. Lots of cool characters this episode.
It's
Actually.
always fun to have like a sort of smuggler type.
A lot of reoccurring characters too, so like it really brings life to the world because these characters keep coming in and out.
Well, and I like it because like he was off doing, he wasn't just like there, like, oh yeah, I can take you. He's like, well, I could be there in a couple days. I'm like busy. Like, and like we saw him and he was like dressed even fancier. Like he's clearly been like living his own life within this fictional world, which just brings it all more to life.
I really want to make a character that's like some sort of rogue that's like a master of disguise and is like a part way smuggler, part way like espionage type of dude. I want to like a really
let's
smart.
go.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about my next character too, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, I have some ideas.
Safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this episode of Out of Combat. Make
went by fast.
Yeah, that did went by fast. That was awesome.
It's just like we're just chatting like friends.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
imagine that.
Man.
Very fun.
Yeah,
we don't get to chat like this that often.
We don't actually.
Yeah, actually, this is nice.
It's pretty good. Yeah, so thanks you everybody for listening. Catch us
Thank
next
you.
time over on twitch.tv/casters and cantrips. Also on the YouTube, same deal, or everything you need at castersandcantrips.com. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye everybody.
Bye.